So today we have a treat for you guys. This is an Evo X MR with an STX 400 AMS package, so it's essentially 400 horsepower. But we're gonna be cleaning the engine bay, cleaning the inside and the outside, restoring some trim, essentially restoring this thing back to new because it's been abandoned and covered in a tarp for several years, and it's been sitting for an additional year the past year. So this thing has a lot of dirt on the inside and outside that needs to be cleaned up. So if you are new, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so that way you guys see more of these videos. Notifications don't mean crap anymore. They don't actually even work. So with that being said, hit the like button so that way you see these new videos every single week, and let's go ahead and get started. And that's how you pull out Evo seats, if you're wondering. Now with the seats removed, we're gonna get all the stuff and all the debris pulled out of this thing, and it looks like somebody had a confetti party in it, plus there's tons of dog hair. And like I mentioned, this thing's been sitting for so long that there is some patches of mold and things that have kind of been situated inside the vehicle, especially underneath this rear seat. There was a patch of mold. It's a shame. This car is really cool. It's a fun car to drive, and for it to be sitting like this and not driven and used, it's only got 49,000 miles for a 2012. That's really, really low. So I'm happy to get it restored so that way the next owner of this thing can actually enjoy it and use it and actually drive it like it's supposed to be. Now for my list of worst carpets to ever detail, Mitsubishi on the Evo X. I don't know about other Evos because I haven't done one before. This carpet is definitely on the top 3 list. I'm kind of adding to Subaru, Mitsubishi, and then there's a couple Fords that I don't like. But for the most part, this one is definitely taking the cake because it was very time consuming to get all this dog hair out. So I had to use the drill brush to kind of agitate it to get a lot of that loosened up. And it still gave me issues. So luckily when we got to the extractor phase later on in this video, you'll see it definitely all comes removed and pulled out from the carpets. Now for all of you that watch this channel for a while now, you know that the Foxtail pet hair brush, which is my own personal product that I carry on foxclean.com, is what I use for all the pet hair removal, and it kicks ass. It works incredibly well. And what I'm gonna do for all of you watching this, if you buy anything on my store, whether it's a drying towel, whether it's a microfiber towel pack, a detailing brush, or all-purpose cleaner, whatever you buy, I'm gonna throw in a free pet hair brush for all of you. So if you order over the next 7 days, you'll get a free pet hairbrush, and it's a great stocking stuffer or for your own personal use. So definitely head over to Fox Clean after this video, and anybody that orders will get a free pet hairbrush. When it comes to cleaning carpets, I use a product called BioBreak. It's linked in the description box below if you want to check it out. Spraying that on, and then I use my drill brushes from foxclean.com that you guys can pick up as well to agitate, get all that dirt loosened up and anything in there kind of liquefied, so that way the extractor can remove it and completely clean these carpets fully so they look like new again. When it comes to extractors, a lot of people preach about using a Bissell or, using some of these lower range off-the-shelf carpet cleaners. Those are great for like spot cleaning. They don't have the capacity or the suction power or a lot of the heat that a higher end one does. And I'm not saying everybody needs a high end one, but if you're truly trying to extract and clean your entire carpets, at least rent one that you would use for like cleaning your entire carpet in your house. Or like this one, this is a Mighty HP60 Spider that I use. It's about $1,500, so it's not cheap, but you can find them used sometimes on Facebook and resell them. Or if you want to do this part-time, it's definitely worthwhile to pick one up because it speeds up the job. You don't have to empty it all the time, and the heat that it puts out in the water it generates a lot of steam as well when it injects the water when it sprays it out. So you get all that grease and everything cleaned up, and it's a stellar product. So if you're looking for one of those, I have a link down below if you want to check it out as well. But when it comes to cleaning these seats, I treat the suede just the same way that I treat the carpet on the inside, and it got all of the grease removed and pulled it all out to make these seats look like new again. Now, as a kid that grew up with the 90s and 2000s JDM scene, I will say that the seats of this era, and this one in particular, you can't beat a car like this. This is an Evo X MR, and you would think that it would have backup cameras and stuff, and it doesn't. It's just so simple that I wish that I actually owned a car like this today. It's just so simplistic. The seats have no power adjustability. It's just got a knob on the back. They hug you, they just fit right. It's a well-built car. It's not made for everybody, but I miss this generation of vehicle, and I miss the simplicity of these types of cars. It's all powertrain, all power, and all the electronics go into that, but the inside has got a Rockford Fosgate simple stereo system with a subwoofer. It's great sound, but there's no display with touch screen or anything like that. There's no climate control with digital. It's just all knobs. If you guys can relate, just comment down below. What car would you pick up of this era that's simple, gets the job done, but it's still a ton of fun and just fits the bill? Let me know in the comments below. Now this is surprising how much dirt came out of these seats and the carpet. This is nasty. This is really, really dark stuff.
I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. The memory of you just come running back. I see a sky with a reindeer car, but I'm not running.
And for these seats, on the leather portions of it, I'm using Mint Shine leather cleaner to clean those leather portions up, and then I'm using leather conditioner from Mint Shine as well, which I carry at foxclean.com, so that way you guys can pick it up as well. Now for all the interior panels inside the vehicle, whether it's the door panels or the dashboard, I'm using Mint Shine APC along with Fox Clean detailing brushes and microfiber towels. These are the most plush microfiber towels that you'll find for the price that I sell them at. You will not be able to find them anywhere else at this discounted rate. So definitely check them out after this video as well. And like I said, anything you buy, any order, you'll get a free pet hairbrush. Now, one of the biggest improvements that I've made in my detailing that's helped me a ton is using compressed air. So I have a compressed air nozzle and a compressor that I use to spray out all the extra liquid that's hard to get to with a towel. If you don't have a compressor, one thing you can do is just get those small aerosol cans that you would use for your keyboard. Those are a great alternative if you don't want to invest in a compressor or don't have one.
Keep it up like this, we hurt each other's feelings on and on. I don't wanna change who you are. The things you say is always one step too far. But I know that I've played my part. I'm hurting you as well. I guess that we should see.
And one of my favorite parts of a detail is putting the seats back in, putting everything back together, because that's when the whole interior comes together after you've got it completely cleaned to make it look like new again. And this car was no exception. The end product was insane when you see the before and after shots after we washed the outside of this vehicle.
We pick up the pieces and start again. Don't give up, we're holding on. For what it's worth, I'll try to change. We can't fix our broken hearts. Loving me is not so goddamn easy as I think. You try your best to hold up, but I see you giving in. You know that we shouldn't keep it up like this. We hurt each other's feelings.
Now with the inside completely done, let's go ahead and drive this thing out, get it out in the driveway. We're gonna wash the engine bay first, get this thing completely cleaned. And the first thing we gotta do is cover the air filter, obviously, so that way there's no water that gets inside the actual intake track. And then also disconnect the battery completely, so positive and negative terminals, before we spray any water whatsoever on the engine. Now this engine isn't extremely dirty, it just needs to be pressure washed down. There's a little bit of grease and grime that's collected on a few of the components, but just using the pressure washer, blasting it off, and then a little bit of degreaser on a few components to get this thing completely cleaned.
Tell me how to be closer to ya. Tell me how and I'll do it, babe. 'Cause I just wanna make you feel what I do about ya. So just tell me how and I'll do it, babe. I love it when you're whispering.
Now if you notice in the before shots, the actual roof and the trunk and a few other components were wrapped in a flat black wrap. I wanted to try to remove them, but it's been sitting for so long in the sun, it's actually extremely brittle, and to remove it would have taken several hours with a heat gun to kind of loosen it up and remove it. But I did pull off these roof tracks here. A lot of the clips were already broken, so when I was pressure washing, you could see it pulling up. This is a common area where a lot of debris gets stuck in there and will cause drainage issues and blockages in your drain tracks from the roof. And causing interior water leakage. So removing those, getting those all cleaned up, and then for the dealership I told them that, just buy some new track clips and those will go right back together. Now for the wheels and the exhaust tip, I'm spraying on acid. This is an acid-based cleaner that you spray on, let it sit, and it'll actually eat away any of that brake dust, carbon buildup, or anything like that. And then all you have to really do is pressure wash it off, and it removes the majority of it. The only issue I had with the wheels is the previous owner of this thing decided he wanted to plasta dip them, which I highly discourage anybody doing because it's hard to remove it, and plus it degrades over time and just chips away. If you're going to get your wheels coated in anything, get them powder coated or do Cerakote or do something like that, so that way it'll last a longer period of time. But spraying the acid on and then pressure washing it off, cleaned up most of the wheels, but there was a lot of the actual plasta dip that was hard to remove or not able to be pulled off completely, sadly. And once the car's been pressure washed off completely, we're going to be using my foam cannon, and we're spraying on a lime kind of mint greenish soap onto the car, letting that sit and soak in, so that way any remaining dirt gets loosened up before we get to the washment phase.
And you go round and round and you cannot see
Now with the car completely hand washed, we're gonna be busting out the Fox Clean drying towels. These things are insane. They're super heavyweight towels. That one towel will dry an entire F-350 pickup truck without having you to switch them. They're just insane. If you wanna pick them up, definitely head over to foxclean.com. I've been selling them like crazy, especially leading into the holiday season. They make great Christmas gifts for any car enthusiast or any boat enthusiast, motorcycle enthusiast, anything. Like they're stellar towels. Definitely recommend you guys go check them out and pick them up. Now with the car dry, I'm using Cerakote ceramic spray sealant. This is the only true spray-on ceramic sealant on the market. If you guys saw my last couple videos, I actually went out to Cerakote and saw their process and the raw material being produced. And I know for a fact, and I will say this 100%, is the only product on the market that lasts and is a true ceramic spray-on product. It's not a ceramic that lasts 5 years, but it is a ceramic that lasts 6 to 9 months, whereas other products on the market don't even come close, and they're not even real ceramic. Now for the rear diffuser and then also the wrap on the body, I didn't know if this was going to work or not, but this is the Cerakote Trim Restore Kit. It's just a wipe that's a ceramic coating, but it restores and hydrates that plastic or vinyl wrap. It's not recommended for vinyl wrap. It's not actually says anything on the product for using it, but I wanted to try it to see if it would actually work. And because vinyl is technically like a polymer plastic, I wanted to give it a shot. So you'll see here in a few seconds what happens when I do it and if it actually works or not. I think it's safe to say it works.
I see a sky with a rainy cloud, but I'm not running. I see a train moving all too fast, but I'm not leaving. And you know
Now, if you want to see some more in-depth details, click right here on screen. This video will teach you a ton more about detailing, but also give you tips and tricks that you guys can use to clean your own cars as well. A little bit more detailed than this video, but definitely will help you out in the future. So click right here, check it out, and I'll see you over there in a minute.